I got Mr. Rochester to dress up all fancy for this. Actually, he's dressed up fancy for George Clooney's wedding. No, he's dressed up fancy because otherwise he scratches himself. And I figured, if he's gonna not scratch himself, he should not scratch himself in style. But that's a non sequitur. I actually am recording this video to talk about 2 films I watched last night. Mr. Rochester did not watch them with me. At LACMA, sponsored by the Academy, they've been doing a 4-week retrospective of William Castle. And I didn't make it to the earlier ones. I think the cat wants to leave. Okay. I didn't make it to the earlier ones, but I did go last night, and I saw, because Joan Crawford, I mean, anybody who knows me knows that I love Joan Crawford, and I've seen, I want to say, I've seen 64 Joan Crawford movies out of roughly 85, so I'm like 2/3 into her filmography. I'm gonna finish it, damn it. So I saw, the double was Strait-Jacket, and I forgot I had something I wanted to put in this video, so I'm gonna walk. Oh god. It was Strait-Jacket and Homicidal. And they both have, I don't want to spoil them, they both have twist endings. And I actually knew the twist ending for Homicidal already because a book I read spoiled it. So that was a bummer because I feel like the tension was really gone because I already knew it was going to happen. But I didn't know the twist ending for Homicidal, for Strait-Jacket. So that was still really powerful to watch, and Joan Crawford is so amazing, and a lot of people were there like to celebrate, I guess, the caricature of Joan Crawford that they know, and to sort of be better than her. And I kind of hate that. I'm like, no, she's fabulous, even in her like psycho bitty, later career thrillers. She's fucking Joan Crawford, and she's the best actress. Like, she's always good. Come here. Whoop, look. He's back. So, I'm going to put it this way so you can see him. Or maybe not. Kitty, maybe if we scoot backwards. So Joan Crawford is amazing, and she was really good in this, and she co-starred with Diane Baker, who was also in The Best of Everything. So I've seen 2 movies with the 2 of them on the big screen this year. It's amazing because I saw The Best of Everything at the Egyptian a few months ago in June. And Diane Baker was the head of my grad school, and so I saw her like all the time walking around the hallway, and I said hi to her a few times. And I'm really bummed that I didn't know that she worked with Joan Crawford. I should have looked these things up because I would have been like, tell me about Joan Crawford. She might not have told me anything, but, would have been nice to think about it. He is sitting on my printer. So the reason I moved locations was I wanted to show you what I'll talk about the movies in a second, but I wanted to show you what the Academy, like, they're so great. And they're $5. $5 for 2 movies. Like, dude. So first we have this one. Look at that. And then it's got, like, a nice little write-up on the back. And it's really good paper. Somewhere I have a bunch of other ones from the various films that I've seen. Here's the one for Homicidal. Then, because they're so cool. So at some screenings, when it was originally out for Strait-Jacket, William Castle gave people cardboard axes. So they gave us these temporary tattoos. Isn't that amazing? Temporary tattoos of the axes. And then they gave us this wonderful certificate for Homicidal. So if you were a coward, you could get your money back and go sit in the coward corner, which they had a coward corner. They had like the yellow line, and then they had coward corner, and it was amazing. So, okay. The first film, Strait-Jacket, is just a legitimately good psychological thriller. Like, people will compare it and say, they're just trying to cash in on Psycho. Whatever. So they were. That doesn't mean that it's not a good film. Maybe it's not quite as good as Psycho, but, like, it's still pretty good, and it still went into, like, some really interesting psychological territory. Can you just... what he's doing. I went into some really interesting psychological territory with children, with mothers, with post-traumatic stress syndrome, with class, like, dynamics, with just all kinds of stuff. It was really fascinating. And then Joan was amazing. Like, someone beforehand was telling me that they thought that her performance went back and forth from being really great to being not so great, and I was like, no, it was great the whole time. She knew exactly what she was doing. She knew exactly when to be crazed, and she knew exactly when to be this, like, broken, soft creature, and it was amazing. And I just love Joan Crawford so much. Diane Baker, also really, really, really good. Young George Kennedy, really creepy. And Leif Erikson, who's in, like, everything. I think Leif Erikson was in both these movies, actually. Not to be confused with the famous apocryphal Viking who came to America. So Homicidal, I don't want to spoil it, but Homicidal had some really cool gimmicks, which some people on movie's horrible, don't use movie, I wish I could quit it, were like, the gimmicks ruined it for me. Then you're an asshole. Like, the whole point of the gimmicks in these movies is to remind you that you're watching a movie. They're to show you, like, look, you're watching art. Look, aren't you having fun? They're reminding you of that. And it's not, like, it's not cheesy. I hate the fucking word cheesy. It's not cheesy. It's not supposed to be cheesy. Or maybe it is supposed to be cheesy, and that's the point. But the point is that cheesy shouldn't be used in this context as a derogatory term, because it's not like cheesy equals bad. It's cheesy equals cheesy. It's fun. And if you are so serious in your fucking movie watching that you can't have fun with a movie that has a goddamn fright break in it and a beating heart and all that stuff with that great tongue-in-cheekness, just go away and dig a hole and watch, serious cinema for the rest of your goddamn life, because you don't deserve William Castle. A lot of great performances from a lot of actors that I didn't know very well in Homicidal. Really great use of location shooting, Ventura and Solving, which I still haven't been to Solving, and clearly I need to go now. Just a great film. Good, solid, fun, twist ending that I probably wouldn't have guessed if I hadn't read a book that spoiled it for me. And I love it that I purposefully try not to figure out the twist endings. I don't want to know. I want to be surprised. I like being surprised. It's better if you're surprised. I'm not over Joan Crawford. She's amazing. You should just watch this movie and watch all the Joan Crawford movies. Just watch them all. There's not a bad Joan Crawford performance in any of her movies. She's just solid actress. And if you've only seen her 50s, like, caricature films, go back and watch her 30s films and be like, whoa, I see why you were a huge box office draw. And, the other thing I love about Joan Crawford, which is just sort of fascinating, is if you look at her career and Bette Davis's career, you can really trace the sexism of Hollywood, where when they were young and hot, they got to have these really great meaty roles, and then in the 40s, Bette Davis did a little better in the 40s, but and Joan actually managed to take control of her career and sort of get Mildred Pierce and all that jazz when she left MGM. But by the time you get to the 50s, both of them are relegated to these, like, really shitty plots, and there's a cat. Shitty plots, and just they didn't really get to be these unique characters that they're used to, because Hollywood's like, oh, you're old now. And then in the 60s, they had to do these thrillers. Thrillers are great, but it's like, they were definitely exploitative. And it's kind of a bummer. But they're always good. Kitty. And, oh, he's sitting on everything. And I highly recommend both of these films. Go celebrate the Clooney wedding. and have a good weekend.